feel like a disproportionate number of my streams start with me having to say, I'm not dead, I am here. Welcome to the show. It's the Tuesday Club Kirby. Do I even need to qualify that at this point? Is it even worth me saying it's the Tuesday Club Kirby if we hardly ever get to stream nowadays? We'll get into it. Welcome to the show if you're new. I am John Porter, and I should bring myself up. Where am I? I'm John Porter. I am the creator of the comic book series Corinne Morgan Kirby, the website for which you can see behind me. And I am a little out of practice, so we'll see how effectively I can power through this and not stumble. Okay. Corinne Morgan Kirby is an ongoing superhero comic book series which you can read all about at readcmc.com. See what we did there with the URL? If you go to readcmc.com, you can find out all about the characters, all about what the comic's about. That makes sense. You can find out how to get merchandise. You can sign up for the monthly newsletter, and if you go to the comics page, you can find out how to actually read issues of Kirby. The first issue received an expanded and remastered edition in the later months of last year, and you can get it at a bunch of places. You can get it from the official Kirby store, which is powered by Teespring. You can get it through Ko-fi. You can get it on Gumroad. You can get it from Drive-Thru Comics. You can get it on Kobo, and if you're a Kobo Plus subscriber, you get it included as part of your subscription at no extra charge. You can get it on Google Play. You can get it on Amazon for your Kindle, and you can read it on Global Comics. There we go. That's not bad. I'm a little out of practice because it's been a little while. I don't know about it, huh? And the other issues of Kirby, issues 2 through 4, have not been remastered yet, but we're working on it. I'll give you a status update today. So, chat, today we're going to be working on, I'm just going to get right into it. I'll show you first of all the end result, because I did promise this at the end of the last stream, which I know was a while ago now. There we go. Last stream we were working on what's going to be the first of, I imagine, many new model sheets as we move forward with further issues of the comic. And we're really resolving some issues here, one of which I had was we've had so many different reference points for a lot of the characters over the life of the series that I needed to start making everything more consistent for my own sanity as much as anything, right? So I don't think at any point in the series everybody's had consistent turnarounds like that. As I spoke about in the previous stream, over the years Corinne's had many different sort of model sheets. And the other members of the core cast, it's varied, you know, how many points of reference I have for each of them. Some of them don't have model sheets at all, and that's been like that's been a sore point. It's been a sort of frustration, let's say. So like some characters like Carlton, Corinne's dad, never really had like a proper model sheet, and that's why I think I struggle sometimes with like getting his hair and certain elements of his design correct. So we're starting to do new model sheets for every character. The other reason that we're doing these is everybody needs to have new color codes for the direction that the comic is going in, where we're going back to, as I spoke about in the previous stream. Hold on, excuse me, I've got to sneeze. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, everybody has new flat colors that we need to get consistent, and they're from a pre-existing color palette, right? So, This was Corinne's model sheet as we that was actually finished after the previous stream. What we're working on today is for her superhero alter ego, Kirby. We're gonna go through and start to add in the colours. We're just doing a short stream today. We're not doing a 3-hour show or anything like that. Chat, it's been a long time since I last got to speak to you. Little blemishes here and there. It's a bad start. It's possible that the liner is not 100% where I need it to be. Yeah, I might need to make a few little corrections here and there. Okay, getting back to it. There we go. Okay, so chat, yeah, it's been a little while since I was last streaming. So we basically lost like a week of time. And what happened is I knew that it was coming. We I got distracted there. We had basically a whole week of the worst snowstorm. I mean, there's been like bad snow in lots of places, but in Scotland we had like the worst snowstorm that we've had in probably like 15 odd years. Or almost 15 years. It was rough. And it basically meant, as you may know, if you're a regular viewer of this stream, the studio area in here is like chilly at the best of times, right? It does not get warm in here. And just this area of the house tolerable. But during the snowstorm, my focus was on just trying to keep the house warm and staying in the living room and keeping logs on the fire all the time. And yeah, the idea of coming into the studio here and actually doing a live stream was like a non-starter. So I was not happy about it, but we really were dealing with like it was an exceptional situation last week. And then, to make matters worse, right after it finally subsided, we were hit with like a more conventional storm, I suppose you would say. And we had some crazy ones. This was yesterday, Sunday night and yesterday, Monday. We had some wild winds yesterday. So I actually wanted to stream yesterday though, because by the time we got to the afternoon, we had some nice sunny weather. It's like it calmed down, but I didn't quite have time to get organised yet yesterday, so I said we'll come back today, we'll come back on Tuesday. And everything you may have noticed that this is earlier than usual stream time. And that was a deliberate decision on my part to try and stream earlier today. It's not bite off more than I could chew. So we're just gonna go on and we're just gonna be live for like an hour or so. I just kind of settle back into things, you know? I don't want to do too much too quickly. I have been working on lots of things while I was away, while I was not active on Twitch or on YouTube. Obviously I did work on Corinne's model sheet and getting the line art fixed up, and then doing the colours as well. But that's really a side project, and one that we talked about before is just a little something for us to work on, mostly while we're on stream here. And the reason that I wanted to do it was obviously it needs to be done to start to establish model sheets for the core cast, but also it's something that we can do while I am working on pages of the comic that aren't ready for us to be tinkering with on stream yet. So while I've been offline, I wrote, as you may know, for issue 2, for the remaster of issue 2, we need a lot of new content, and I've spoken about that extensively on stream. There are 13 pages of pre-existing comic content that we've redone now, and that's behind us. That was completed over New Year. And hold on, these wings are a mess here at them. I have to keep stopping what I'm doing and go back and fix something else up. Yeah, so all the old pages were redone over really over the last couple of months, I suppose. During Club Kirby, that was when we hold on, I've got to pick the correct pen. Or brush, if you will. There we go. Right. Yeah, so we redid all the old pages, and that was a real project. The next step. What's going on here? The next step is to create try to talk and do it at the same time. Sometimes that's difficult. The next step is we need to create 9 all new pages of the comic, and during my time away, that's one of the things that I was working on. So I did write the script for the 9 new pages, and I've started doing layouts for them as well. So those pages are kind of just, they're still in the very initial stage. The layout looked really good so far. I've only actually got to do rough layouts for a couple of the pages. That's something that I'm going to be working on probably today. After stream. I'm just fixing up some details on the wings here. And I haven't named these layer switches. I keep having to jump back and forth. Very annoying. I brought that on myself. I should actually write in these what each layer is for. Right, anyway, back to it. So again, chat, I apologise if I'm just not quite with it today. Maybe it's just I'm a little bit rusty again. It's kind of annoying because when we came back at New Year's, I was really frustrated then because I thought my first stream back wasn't very good. I just wasn't in the right space for it mentally to be on air, you know what I mean? I think when you're streaming every day, you kind of get more into a rhythm of it, and then when you have to take time off, you can, yeah, it takes a while to get going again. Yeah, so my plan for today was, because the weather had been so bad, but then yesterday it was so nice, I thought, well, if we're live in the afternoon, well, there's still daylight, and assuming it would be like today, right? So it would be like Monday, I mean. And the sun would be out. I would come out of the studio here. And it wouldn't even matter so much if it was cold, because at least this, you know, we'd have the sun coming in the window, and it'd be quite tolerable. It wouldn't be that bad. That was my plan, as I thought. As long as it's the same on Tuesday as it is on Monday, I can come in and we can have a pretty comfy stream. And this afternoon that has not been the case, because now there's been like some pretty horrific rain outside, so we've just really been dealing with it with the bad weather. Feels like we've had every possible kind of bad weather over the last couple of weeks. At least every kind of bad weather you'd likely get in Scotland, right? We haven't had a, like, I don't know, a tornado or a hurricane or something like that. But it feels like I guess you could say it's like the greatest hits of bad weather, bad Scottish weather. It would have been nice if today was a bit brighter again. And it hasn't been, but that's okay. We're only going to be on for, we'll be on for a little while today, until about 3:10, 3:15. Like I said, I don't want to overextend myself, or really take on more than I can at the moment, and I really need to focus on working on those new pages that we were just talking about. So that's what I'm going to be doing, I think, today, unless something else comes up, unless there's something else I'm forgetting. I really do hope that we're past the worst of the really bad weather, and we can already sort of see that, you know, we're like a month removed from Christmas now, near enough, and days are starting to get a little bit longer again. I haven't really seen the full benefit of it yet, but yeah, hopefully this bad weather we've just had is like the worst of winter, and we can move on and, you know, get ready for springtime. The main thing for me has been, as we have talked about, just Club CORBIE again back in like September, October-ish, was not fall off the wagon, so to speak. I did not get to the point where it's like it's so cold and dark and you just don't feel like doing much of anything at all, and then it's very easy to just give up on streaming entirely if your whole setup is in a room where it's quite cold. So You know, as we've talked about a lot on previous streams, I felt really strongly in the autumn and going into the winter that this winter I did not want to follow the same trap I always do, where it's like I just end up thinking I'm not going to bother streaming anymore, I'm not up to it. I didn't want to do that this year. I wanted to try and maintain my, I don't know if you said maintained my schedule, but you know, keep coming back, you know, don't give up. It was very important to me. And we're still here now, a couple of weeks, almost into February. So I've just about managed, huh? Even if the streaming schedule has been sporadic, and I will be honest and say I think it might still be. I don't know when the next stream after this is going to be. If we're going to be back to more or later in the week. But the most important thing is, you know, we're still on the game. That didn't work. I must have missed a spot. It's going to flood fill the whole canvas with blue. No, don't do that. Cancel, cancel, cancel. Right, where's the gap at? Oh, it's right here. This chair is still a little bit creaky. I don't know if you can hear that on stream, but I did take some WD-40 to it. I kept saying I was gonna, and then when we came back at New Year's I actually did that, but I still hear it creaking a bit when I move back and forth. Okay. I don't know if you can hear, chat, the wind in the rain outside. Hopefully it doesn't, the mic doesn't pick up on that. It's getting quite lively out there, though, again. That's happening again. I must have missed a spot somewhere. No, don't cancel that. Oh, I see it. Okay. And the colours that you can see at the bottom here, I've pre-selected from the existing palette. We talked about this in the previous stream, that we're using the Comico colour palette from, I believe, 1983, which has something like 385 different colours that you can choose from, which sounds like a lot, but it's actually still fairly limited. Not as limited as if you go back to like Golden Age era comics from like the 40s or 50s, when you would have like 45 colours to choose from. But it was a deliberate decision to, as I spoke about in the previous stream, to go back to this sort of a very limited flat number of colours to really give the comic an old school kind of look. I want the comic to kind of look like it, if it, you know, as if it came out in like the 80s or 90s. By 90s I mean like pre about 1995, when everything switched to computer colouring and really changed. Yeah, what are we doing now? So we're gonna add in these dark grey areas next. And what I ended up doing was picking from the Comico palette and trying to select colours that were closest possible match to the ones we'd used in the comic previously, so that hopefully when we do these new pages and new issues, it's not going to be too jarring in terms of how it would be visually. It'll be a smooth transition from the old style to the new one. What I'm doing is, with those 9 new pages that we're adding to issue 2, we're gonna try and do it using these the new color palettes and in a very flat style, which does mean there might be a bit of visual whiplash. I hope it's not too bad. There might be a bit of visual whiplash between the new pages and the old ones, right? The new ones might be a bit more cartoony as well. I guess we'll see how that goes. But we're kind of using it as a testing ground, I suppose you would say, a testing ground for style, and hopefully it's going to be like a more efficient way of making comics. And the idea I've spoken about on stream so many times is to move away from my existing sort of comics workflow and the agonizing over everything, and just trying to come up with a much more efficient way of doing things so that I can actually get material out a lot more. can see I missed some spots on the glove there. Back and fix that. In these areas that they hit the flexors, probably be in blue as well. I don't think I'd be very consistent about that. Sometimes I'll render them in grey. Let's just say all the other ones are coloured here in blue, so make these blue as well. What's next? We'll do the edges. And again, I can see that bit of spot on the skin. Stop what I'm doing and go fix it. There's definitely a few little bumps, a few rough areas in this line art. And I'm resisting the temptation to go back and try and correct them all and try and stay focused on finding the colours at this point, because I don't want to keep stopping what I'm doing. So focus on the task at hand, John. There are lots of little changes made here between the 2018 version of CORBIE's reference design. I don't know if you'd even say it's a model, it's just a reference design that I've used since then. And I can actually see, well, hold on, we're gonna, okay. Take back what I said, we're going to go back and make a few little corrections here. I'm just going to iron a few little rough areas out. A couple of little points here where things aren't quite correct. Wow, that wind's really picking up now. I've got just little small areas where we can search some things. There we go, there's another one, just this little spot underneath the arm there. And this bit here on the armour. We can just make some little improvements there. Right, anyway, getting back to the colouring. What I was going to say there before I had to stop what I was doing was I've made some small changes to Kirby's armour design here, at least versus the old reference material, and one of them is just the way that the sort of the bird emblem, the chest armour, the way that these 4 spikes here, 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 and here integrate with the main part. Didn't really make a lot of sense in the old reference design. So I've amended that slightly. And there are some other changes that we've made, at least one of which gets mentioned in the new version of issue 2. It becomes storyline related, so we'll talk about that another time. I feel like this is a very sedate stream today, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's kind of like a very chill vibe going on today. But I don't know, I wonder if it's too quiet. Maybe we need to change things up a bit. Okay, one of the things that's going to change between the way that we've drawn the characters up until now. And moving forward is we're not going to use any kind of weird or flashy. I don't maybe weird's not the word, but we're not going to use any sort of flashy transparency effects in the future. So in the past, parts of the design like Kirby's visor would have been done by picking a fixed colour and then setting the opacity down to a certain percentage, right? So it's sort of semi-transparent. We're not going to do that now. Instead what we're doing is we're picking just a flat colour to sort of represent the colour of his visor, like so. We need to not forget about these areas here. Oops. That's not right. Oh. There we go. Okay, this probably needs to be more recently. Before we do this, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add just like another element that we need to integrate into the mix. So the armor is rendered first in blue, as you can see. But what happens is we add like another layer of black over it. So we'll just start building the top half. I don't know how much we're going to get done today. We've got about 15 minutes left on the show today. We'll see what we can do within that amount, the amount of time we've got remaining. Now, I don't know about this off black that we're using here, because normally you would use a pure black for these shadow elements of the armor. We can try using this off black, and if it looks good we can roll with it, and if it doesn't we'll just go back to traditional method of using, I guess you could say like 100% black. I'm really not sure if I'm feeling it or not, but this off black, it just doesn't look right to me. I mean, it's an easy enough fix if we decide not to stick with it, but still. Yeah, it's okay to experiment sometimes, sometimes you'll find like a better way of doing things. Yeah. Something outside of your usual workflow, which I guess is what's happening here, but at the same time it's like if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, right? We'll just abandon it. really on the bad thing with this whole I'm just filling it all with all 100% black. I don't think this looks good at all. One of the problems is, hold on, where are we? One of the problems is I think also this off black is maybe too close to the off black that we use on the torso area and on the upper legs and upper arms as well. So I don't think it's gonna work. But yeah, the nice thing about working digitally is you can go in and make those changes. It's really no problem at all. I had this big idea, chat, that I was gonna while I was working on the layouts for those new pages, I said I'm gonna do them by hand. I'm going back to the old school way of doing things. So I broke out my pencils and paper, all my old tools laid out, and I said I'm just gonna like take a piece of A4 and just figure out what the new pages are gonna look like panel by panel, what the sort of the page flow is gonna be, how everything is gonna work. And I swear I got like hold on, my model disappeared. I'm sorry. Where have I gone? Hold on a sec. Okay, right. Be back now. There we are. Okay. Where were we? Yeah. So I had these big ideas about I was going to go back into the layouts for the new pages. I was going to do them all by hand, and I thought I could just integrate some parts of my comics workflow. I can like take them back and do them by hand and maybe do them quicker. At least like the rough sort of versions, and then I could take those rough versions and just build upon them digitally. And I got like 2 panels in, and realized it's like I've drawn these characters and I thought the wrong size, and I need to scale them down. And it's like, but I can't scale them down because I drew them with pencil and paper. And it's like that was the point where I went crawling back. And I said, I'm going to crawl back to Krita. I'm so used to the convenience of being able to, if I draw something and it's the wrong size, if I draw a character and it's taking up too much or too little of the panel, you know? So it's like I can just go Control T, change the size, that sort of thing. And it's like, I'm so used to having those modern conveniences at this point. It's like, I don't want to say I can't operate without them, but it's like, I just realized I'm making life harder for myself. So my big ambitions to make the comic more traditional in that sense as well, more old school. I did not go very far in that respect. But seriously, one of the nice things about working digitally is that you can quickly make these changes, right? So if I decide to change the shade of black here that we're using for Kirby's armor, we can go in and we can easily make that correction. Like a second. Now if I were doing that by hand on paper, I'm pretty much screwed. If I use my pens or something, I don't really think it's I tend to go over it, but that's probably going to be a very simple result, I would suggest. Okay, yeah, see, it doesn't work. It does not work at all. But just click like that. I think we've given this idea enough of a go and it hasn't worked. So. And then we fill it with the purple way that we know we would. And that looks so much better. You need the contrast as well, like I said, with the black elements of the armor need to contrast with the charcoal ones, or it just doesn't work. So we can go back now to the other layer, and we'll do the next few elements, the hands. Start with this hand. I kind of have to stick to my guns, you know. It's like if I say that we're going to finish it like 1:15, then we need to finish it 1:15. But I think we just stick to just going to be doing these shorter streams for now. I think I kind of talked about that in the previous show. I think that's a bit more manageable at the moment. In terms of my workload and everything that I do. And also just not having to integrate like a 3-hour show that we would do for a while there. Into the schedule. So I have this we talked about on the previous show as well, I think, about that PS2 that I was gifted, a new working PS2, a new old working PS2 I should say. I have not had a chance to try out yet. But I really want to have a play about with that on a future stream as well, so we'll get to that at some point. We're just going to see how much more we can get done before our time is up. Oh, no, did I? I want to keep the black elements here separate from the blue elements, which is not a huge deal. For my convenience, I just want to pick it up. I just find it's easier to manage if I keep the black elements separate to the blue parts, at least at this stage. Just do it like this. That could work just as well. And then go back to here. So we do have kind of like a ghosting effect here now because of the anti-aliasing on the brush. So just creating more work for myself really by making that initial error. Now we need to go back and fix everything. That's hard too. And then if we go back to separate layer here, that's 3:15 now, so should be signing off, but let's just finish this last few pieces off, huh? And then we'll wrap things up. Man, time has flown by today. Really was not organised for today's stream. I got out a message on social media yesterday saying 2 o'clock today, we're definitely going to be on air. We're definitely doing Club Corbie again. And so I said today I've got to be organised. I've got to be at my desk well in advance of 2 PM to do the show. And it was like 1:30 before I actually crawled into the studio. Switch the computer on and start getting everything organised. I should know better. I give myself a lot more wiggle room. I did it. We managed. I was only a couple of minutes late. A couple of minutes after 2 PM we got on here, so that's not so bad. We'll do this area last. Well, I've spilled over into the torso. It should be something like that. The whole thing is the blue is actually the highlight area, and the black is obviously the colour that Birdie's armour is supposed to be. She's like, like a crow or a raven. Although technically, being like a crow or a raven, she should really be more like an off black, I suppose. But as we just said, it's like that doesn't really work in comics. I suppose in real life, her armour would, to be more cool, like it would be like an off black. But again, we're going for like an old school vibe, and the use of heavy blacks in comics is one of the things that really gives them that retro vibe. So we've still got the boots to do, and the wings as well. So there's not a lot of work to do. There's a bit of work to do. I don't know how I'm gonna translate the method that we've always been doing, which is that they're like again, like they're semi-transparent, glow effect and all that kind of stuff. I need to figure out how I'm gonna, or if I'm gonna try and bring that vibe into the the colours that we choose here. Because also they need to look like, again, like crow or curved wings, right? Like crows or ravens or something like that. So I feel like they need to be like at least a dark grey. On the other hand, I kind of want them to have like the spectral effect as well. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to incorporate that into the final colours that I choose. So it could go either way. Maybe the wings it's kind of like a blue-grey colour or something to distinguish them, but I have a hunch of it as well. So I'm gonna, like I said, sometimes you got to experiment. Sometimes with experimentation things work, and sometimes it's like no, it was better the way it was. So yeah, we're not doing anything fancy airbrushing or anything like that moving forward. Like I said, we just want to have flat colours and the use of the heavy blacks and things to really give it that traditional American superhero comic book vibe. So we will be back. I'm pretty sure we'll be back. Hopefully it won't take another 2 weeks. And I'll check in with you then. I don't know, maybe we'll pick up from here because I don't know how much more I'm going to get done with this today. I need to focus on everything. I really want to get back to working on the page layouts for the new material for issue 2. Because I was kind of getting into a good flow with it last night, and I was like, this has turned out really well. And I wanted to keep going, but of course at some point you've got to sleep, so. I'm still trying to, I'm always talking about trying to adjust my sleep schedule as well. It's like I sometimes think it's like the harder I try to say that I'm gonna have an early night tonight, the less successful that actually is. Especially if I've got something like a set thing that I need to do the following day. If I know that the alarm is gonna go off, I've got to be somewhere. I think if anything that just makes me less likely to be able to get to sleep. Yeah, we're going to try and be back, and we're going to try and maintain. We're going to the future stream. I think the foreseeable future, at least, we're definitely going to do this in this sort of afternoon. It's not like I like it just now, even though it's a bit grey and gloomy and still kind of windy. I like that we're here in the daytime and I've got some degree of sunlight coming in the window, right? It's much easier for me being here, just for my my mental state, being here during the daytime rather than when it's dark. It was a month ago, in Christmas time. It's 3:20 here in the UK just now, so a month ago it would have been dark right now. But the fact that we still got a bit of daylight at the moment, that helps. So I'm still really like, it's a fight between me and seasonal depression chat, and it's a bit stalemate, I think. We don't have a victor yet. I'm to be the victor. We're pressing on anyway. We're pressing on with CORBIE issue 2. And a bit longer than I would like, if I'm being honest with you. I don't know how long I thought doing issue 2 was going to take. We started right at the time just before issue 1 came out, the remaster of issue 1. That was about Halloween time, wasn't it? So I'm hoping that as we start to incorporate these new processes in the workflow, that's going to really speed things up. That's the whole point of trying to come up with these different methods of doing things to really finally come up with a process that works for me in terms of being able to draw more efficiently and not getting caught up in the details and all that kind of stuff that we've talked about. So anyway, right. We will be back. You can hear the uncertainty in my voice, right? We will be back. I don't know if we're going to be back tomorrow. We will be back at some point this week. And we're going to do more Club CORBIE. I'd like to do at least a couple of streams this week. If I can't be back tomorrow, then Wednesday. So tomorrow's Wednesday, then Thursday, I suppose. If not Wednesday, then Thursday. And even if the schedule is a bit sporadic at the moment, we're going to pull through. Right. Thank you so much for being here with me, chat. In this different time slot than usual. And your support does mean a lot to me on Twitch and on YouTube and everywhere else. Do check out the comic. Do check out the first issue of Kirby. Like I said, you can find all the links at vcmc.com/comics to find out how to pick up a copy. It's the best way to support the series and to support me. Obviously, a cheaper way is you can just follow or subscribe on YouTube either way. And that doesn't cost you anything, but the best way to help support me is just to buy the comic. And then if you buy the comic, obviously it helps with like rankings and things like that. And typically it really gets in front of more eyeballs and things like that. And tell other people about the comic as well once you've read it as well. And I hope that you enjoy it. Tell other people about it if you enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, then maybe you don't have to tell people about it. Okay, but I said I was supposed to be off at 3:15 and it's now 3:25 and I'm still here. So, I always find it difficult to do the dismount and get out of here. But we will be back. Thank you for watching today's Club Kirby. And what am I doing? What even is that? We'll try again. Thank you for watching today's Club Kirby, and I will see you for the next edition of the show. I'll see you on the next edition of the show, did I say? I will see you on the next edition of Club Kirby. I cannot leave until I've done this correctly, okay? Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next edition, or for the next edition? For the next edition. I'll see you next time.